Hi everybody!
Hi! Welcome back to the channel. We are Travel Unfiltered, and if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you join our little travel community and just be a part of our experiences. We also have Instagram and TikTok. All of those are linked down below in the description box too.
So we just got to Brussels and we spent the last few days in Amsterdam, and that city is incredible. It is probably one of the best that we've been to so far. I would say for me it's top 2, contending for top city I've been to. So we loved Amsterdam, so we wanted to share with you 5 things that you absolutely need to do if you're gonna go to Amsterdam. If you're planning a trip, you need to include these, and I think no Amsterdam trip is complete without these 5 things. So stick around. Number 5 is the coolest one. So we're going to start off with the first one, which is visiting the Anne Frank Museum. So the Anne Frank Museum is number 1 on our list because I love history, and I feel like if you love history, then this is like one of the richest parts of history of the modern era. And getting to see the Anne Frank Museum and the house that she lived in and hid from Nazi Germany in was incredible. I think it is something that you have to do. It's part of the area, it's part of the history, part of the culture. So definitely put that on your list if you're gonna go to Amsterdam. You get to see the house where she lived, you get to see the history of her life and of the area and of German-occupied Netherlands. It's incredible. So make sure you book your tickets at least 3 or 4 days in advance, so that way you can make sure you have a spot to see the Anne Frank Museum.
Yeah, it's like a lot of tours do it, like school tours and things like that, and we were there during the week. So just make sure that you get your tickets pretty far in advance, as far in advance as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, the second thing that you have to do in Amsterdam is obviously go to a coffee shop.
You have to.
Now, I'm not talking about a cafe. I'm talking about a coffee shop, which is something that Amsterdam is known for.
Yes,
so
I don't know how detailed we can be on YouTube.
Exactly. So just go Google it.
Yeah.
Google coffee shop Amsterdam, and you'll kind of get the gist.
Just know there's a difference between cafes and coffee shops,
Yeah.
and you want coffee shops.
Or both.
Or both,
I don't know.
depending.
Yeah. But it's definitely an experience that we've never had before. It was just such a cool environment to be in for the most part. There's some that are a lot more pompous than others, which was kind of annoying, and like, oh, you can't wear hats in here. Well, why? I'm literally...
It's a hat. Like,
yeah.
I was told twice that I couldn't wear a hat. So, of course, I respected it, but...
Yeah, but it's just an interesting role, and it's like, do you know what I'm doing here? Like, and I can't wear a hat. But yeah, just being able to go in and see, like, there was one that was an old police station.
That was cool.
And so you could sit in, like, a jail cell, essentially, and, like, the retailers were standing behind, like, barred windows, and they had a bar inside, and it was just really cool. Like,
it was super cool.
It was cool to see, like, the different kinds, too, because you had some that were, like, that old police station. There were some that were more grungy and dingy, and then there were some
Literal
that were like
holes in the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just something that I think that everybody needs to do when you go to Amsterdam, even if you don't do the whole experience. Just seeing it in general is really neat.
It's incredible. I think no Amsterdam visit is complete without going to a coffee shop.
Okay, the third thing is an entertainment experience, I guess, called the Upside Down. We actually saw this advertised in the airport, and we were like, oh, that looks cool. Let's go do it. And it did not disappoint. It was super cool. It was interactive, and you got to, like, take pictures in every portion of it, and they had, like, a ball pit and a trampoline and this, like, optical illusion scene, I guess. They had, like, a dream closet that had, like, huge racks of clothing, and it was just really neat. Like, we got to download all of the pictures that we took, and it's all upside down themed. Well, I guess not all of it, but a lot of it was like upside down.
The majority of it was.
And so there was like a bathroom that was upside down that looks like we're doing like handstands on,
like, in the tub.
And so it was just a really cool experience that I think that you should check out if you are ever in Amsterdam. The other thing that was really nice was that at the end there's a cute little cafe type of deal.
Not a coffee shop.
Not a coffee shop.
Cafe.
Yeah. I was going to say cafe, coffee shop. No, it's just a cafe.
No.
And we got a milkshake and a soda. And so it was just really cool to kind of like take in the experience while we were just sitting there. And it was just super cute, very pink and just a really cool experience. So it's something that you definitely need to do when you're there.
They have it very streamlined. You have a QR code on your phone and you scan it at these stations, and then you have to run and pose real quick. So it's really fun. Like, it's really cool. They have it streamlined. They did it really well. So if you're in Amsterdam, make sure you go check that out. The next one, and probably my second favorite, is this one's kind of a given no matter where you go, but if you're going to go to Amsterdam, you have to explore the city. What we like to do anytime we go to a new city is just kind of walk around, see what's there, see some really cool points of interest, stuff like that. And Amsterdam is full of those. And you can walk, you can take public transit, you could ride a bike. All of those work really well. We chose to walk because it was kind of cold, so we didn't really want to rent a bike, but it was incredible nonetheless. So exploring the city lets you see all of the like really touristy parts. Like in Amsterdam, they have the red light district. They have like Amsterdam Central, like the downtown area. But there's also areas that don't really get seen, like neighborhoods or locals only places. Like we accidentally stumbled into like a locals only pub, and they were very nice. They're very welcoming, but we could tell like people don't come here unless you're Dutch.
It's not a touristy touristy spot, but they were really cool and really nice. Cool. And
so you get to see like the neighborhoods, you get to see those local only places, and I personally love that because I like to see what is life actually like there, not just what does the main downtown area look like. Like I care about that, but I also care about what do houses look like, what do like little markets look like. I just like seeing all the little things. So you have to explore the city when you're in Amsterdam.
Yeah, and we actually didn't use public transit that much while we were there. I think one, it helped because where we stayed was like pretty central, so we were close to all the shops and the like normal touristy areas. A lot of the museums, and we were fairly close to the red light district, and so things like that. So we didn't really use public transportation, which is something that we usually use a lot. So it just kind of shows how walkable it is, and I actually really enjoyed walking because of that.
You get to see
like you get to stumble upon so many different things that you just miss as you're
like we saw like a random cupcake shop. That was
and it
delicious.
was so good.
It was so good.
I'm really sad that we didn't go back.
Gotta add some light, make us look good, know what I'm saying?
The other thing that I don't know, I guess it could be considered kind of tourist, but we just kind of stumbled upon was called the Food Hallen. And it was just this huge food hall, essentially, like a food court, but it was really aesthetically pleasing, and they had a lot of different options, which was really nice because it wasn't just like, oh, you can get pizza or burgers or chicken tenders, like they had like Vietnamese food, they had Chinese food, they had sushi, they had pizza, they had Spanish food, they had like so many different options. And then walking around that area too, they had a bunch of different shops and markets and other restaurants and coffee shops. And
I don't think that was like, I think that is touristy, but at the same time, it's not really. It's far away from all the touristy things. So I don't know if it gets many tourists, but we found it. So.
And I would suggest checking it out just because
it's Food Hallen.
And the food was really good.
Food is delicious. So the fifth one, which is my personal favorite, if you are in Amsterdam, you need to book a canal cruise. They are the most enjoyable, the most relaxing, the most historically enriching experiences, in my opinion, that you can do in Amsterdam. They have many different varieties of canal cruises, some that allow you to just see the city and get a little tour. Others allow you to do extra things. And if you do a little bit of research, you can find those cruises. We use an app called Get Your Guide. They're not sponsoring us, but if you want to,
hit us up.
So we found one on Get Your Guide, and that allowed us to get a canal cruise. It also gave us 2 free drinks each. So we got to just hang out with some people from all around the world. There were people from France, there were people from Scotland, there were people from England, and we just got to see the city of Amsterdam while hanging out with new friends. So it was very cool. That was my favorite thing to do. Our tour guide was incredible. He was so funny. He really captured the history and the culture of Amsterdam, and
without like talking too much.
Yeah.
So it was really nice because we'd pass
Yeah.
something and he'd be like, oh, this is the history of it, or this is why this is significant, or this is what happened here, or whatever.
Yeah.
But then we'd go like probably 5-10 minutes without him talking, and so he was just playing music. We were all just vibing, having a good time, looking, and things like that. Like, one of the things that I didn't know was that they competed essentially to see how much tax you could pay.
Oh, yeah.
Because they wanted to show off how much money they had, and that was how they did it. And so with their houses, like, you were taxed by the amount of windows and the amount of staircases you had leading up to your building. And it's like, oh, excuse me, I do not want to pay taxes at all, ever.
It's very intricate the way that he described it, but basically people in Amsterdam were so rich at one point that they had a game to see who could get taxed the most.
Yeah.
And that proved how wealthy you were. Mind-blowing, but we would not have known that if we didn't go on a canal cruise that led us right by these really rich and wealthy houses. So definitely, I cannot say this enough, go on a canal cruise if you're gonna go to Amsterdam. My favorite thing to do, hands down. So thank you guys so much for watching. If there's something that you think we missed, let us know in the comments below. If there's something that you're really looking forward to doing, let us know in the comments below as well.
Yeah, and we really would like to go back to Amsterdam. So if there is something that we missed that you think that we need to see, should we go back, please let us know, because I would love to have an excuse to go back.
Yeah, so make sure you are subscribed. Please leave a like on the video and follow us on all the social media that are linked below. And we hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
I'm stuck.
So thank you guys so much. What am I doing with my hand?